My guest is Elaine Parker. She is Chief Communications Officer with Job Creators Network. We're talking about their Get Out the Vote campaign. It's called Keep America America campaign, keepamericaamerica.com to do your part. Why is it that it appears that the Democrats have this massive Get Out the Vote campaign, Elaine, but I keep hearing that our side has more enthusiasm. If our side has more enthusiasm, how come we can't match them?
You know what? I think that we're not getting the true story, and the reality is the enthusiasm gap is far and wide. I mean, we probably are seeing the most boring candidate on the other side, since Mitt Romney. So the future of our country is at stake. Our free speech is at stake, as we've seen through the censorship on social media and other ways. Our free enterprise is at stake. Our very way of life is at stake. And so with America on the ballot, we are encouraging people to go to keepamericaamerica.com and join the movement, sign up to get up-to-date information, and share it with your friends and encourage them to go out and vote for American values.
Again, the website, keepamericaamerica.com, keepamericaamerica.com. Elaine, it is now November the 4th, 2020. We wake up, and what do the headlines say?
You know, at this point, with all the mail-in shenanigans going on, I hope that the headlines give us a definitive answer. And that's what I'm hoping for. And what we do know is that this is going to be a very close election. It's going to be a turnout election, not a persuasion election. And these elections are won by thousands of votes, not millions of votes, and they're won in our electoral college. And in 2016, the election was decided by 11,000 votes in Michigan, 23,000 votes in Wisconsin, and 44,000 votes in Pennsylvania. That's how close the last election was. It's going to be even closer. And I know we say this every single election, Larry. This is the most important election of our lifetime. This is absolutely, without a doubt, the most important election of our lifetime.
My guest is Elaine Parker. She is Chief Communications Officer with Job Creators Network. To get involved, go to keepamericaamerica.com. That's keepamericaamerica.com. Elaine, I noticed that when it comes to this business about Donald Trump being suspicious about mail-in voting fraud, the retort always is, where's your proof? What's the evidence? What's the evidence that there's widespread voter fraud? But when it comes to this notion that the police are killing black people just because they're black, nobody says, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? They just go out and yell and scream.
You know, look, the reality is when it comes, there's a big difference between what the other side is trying to do with mail-in ballots and an absentee ballot. So I travel a ton in my job, and I always have to vote by absentee ballot so that I can vote. But I have to go on the website. I have to request my absentee ballot. I have to verify my ID, and I have to verify my mailing address as a responsible voter. What they're doing is mass mailing to everybody on the list, which means if 5 addresses ago Betty Smith moved, someone else is getting that ballot, and there is no verification process in place. And we have to keep our election integrity in place so that we know that the elections are clean and that they're fair and that the American people's voices are heard. Because for every ballot that is cheated, basically, it invalidates a valid voter, and we can't have that in our elections.
My guest has been Elaine Parker, again, Chief Communications Officer with Job Creators Network. Please go to keepamericaamerica.com. Complaining is not an option. Doing nothing, not an option. We cannot let our opponents outwork us, as Elaine and I have been talking about. Please go to keepamericaamerica.com. That's keepamericaamerica.com. Elaine, thank you so much.
Thanks, Larry.
Appreciate it. Wow. How much money that the Democrats have raised since the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg? We need to get out there.